crypto big brothers and sisters, and Papa Ron is in the building.
I am here.
Yes, you are.
And we've
How
been talking, but I didn't recognize it, Rod.
We did?
Well, you and I have been talking, but it just now dawned on me. Is today ugly shirt day or what?
What do you mean, ugly shirt day? Hey, look, wait a minute, look at it. This here is a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, my land. Take a seat. Take a seat, please.
Yeah, it's beautiful outside, man. It's springtime, man. It is nice.
It is. I've been catching a little sun myself.
Me too. All day long I've been outside.
Folks, stick around. There's going to be some interesting things at the back of this video. You'll want to view this one. And we'll try to move along rapidly. We got a few websites we want to... We're just going to show titles. But are you ready, Rod, or did you have anything else you wanted to go over?
I'm ready, man. You know, I think the closer this, the higher these numbers get on the market cap, you know, I think we ought to be selling our kids and start buying this stuff. You know, talking about that, there was two times in my, well, it was really one time in my lifetime. I remember my financial advisor told me many years ago, it says, there's only two times in your life, a man's life, that he saves money. And that's before kids and after kids. But he didn't know my kids afterwards.
Yeah, same with mine. I know. And I'll tell you, they will take every penny you have without even batting an eye, man.
I know. I think when you start doing more traveling.
Yeah, and I don't want to get a story anyway. But you're right. Kids are a liability. Cryptos are an asset, folks.
That's right.
Think about it.
Yeah. See how much you can get for them.
To set the premise of this video, let's do a couple of very quick articles. I hope it sets the premise, kinda. This is interesting. This just came out a couple days ago, and I've seen these types of figures before, Rod.
Yeah.
66% of people between 21 and 30 have $0 saved in employer-sponsored retirement plans. And I would go and venture that they don't even have it in a savings account in the bank. And is that the age group that's represented by millennials, which is probably a lot of people in the crypto industry? Yeah. That age group.
Trying to hedge their bets. Not trying to hedge their money.
Well, it could be a couple reasons. You know, it could be because it's so expensive to live out there. And I think I read another article not long ago that said like half of all college degree kids are still living at home because there's just no jobs out there and stuff.
I know.
It very well could be. The second one...
You know, the thing about it is they get into jobs that number one, don't pay very much, and the cost of living gets high. Anyway, that's another whole story.
But no, you're right. There's various reasons. It is a tougher industry, tougher economically out there today. A lot harder. The jobs aren't what they say they are, and these kids are still think they have to have a college degree because that's what we keep telling them. They need a degree to get anywhere.
Half the billionaires don't have degrees.
Yeah, I'd take up issue with that too. I think this whole college thing's part of the scam on us. Anyway, we're not going to get into the second article. The point being, folks, is that it's time to get serious. Yep. It reminds me of that other YouTube guy. He always says, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" Anyway, I've watched a few of his things, but it is.
He's serious.
Yeah. It's time, folks, to analyze, really. We want to show you today where this thing is headed. And
it's exciting.
If you're into pension plans, and we're not advising anybody, I'm just flat out telling you, sell them dang things. Sell your stocks, sell your bonds, any paper product that can be turned over. I don't care even if you take a percentage of hit on it. If it was me, this is advice for myself, not for any of you folks. And it's advice I tell my kids. I just wish they'd listen. Liquidate the stuff you don't need. You don't need Granny's tea set anymore. You don't need your snowmobiles and your recreational vehicles that sit 9 out of 10 out of 12 months out of the year in the garage anyway. Those jet skis and boats and RVs and oh my land, we're just such a consumer. Now, and I don't know about Europe and all that, but here in the U.S. we live on consumerism. We're not happy unless we're buying something.
That's true.
Yeah, it becomes an addiction. Whatever you're. So I guess I'm saying is refocus that addiction on something that's going to matter, and that's your financial future.
Yeah, cryptocurrency, gold and silver. That's what I think we need to invest in.
Yeah, and it used to be, Rod. It used to be in our earlier days real estate, but I'm telling you, we're gonna the skids are gonna hit real estate too, and prices are gonna plummet. There's so many things in the works out there, but this isn't the show for that. It's about refocusing where you're at, folks.
That's right.
Have a garage sale. Just think, if you sold $1,000, that'd give you what? 5 Litecoin or more right now.
Yeah,
I mean, something that'll make an impact in the short-term future. You've got to do this.
And then you can go out and rebuy it later.
That's right. You're exactly right. And that's always been my premise, and I've always been content with what I've had. And with your sister, though, who's just the opposite of me, it's folks, you would love her to death. I'm going to have to show a picture of her sometime because I don't want you to think that I was married to a person that looks like this guy. I am. The next episode,
I'm so much prettier than her.
Oh, my land. She was a gorgeous knockout. Anyway, next episode, we're going to show a picture, and I'm going to give you a quick story of our history. I'm not going to delay you all day, folks, but it'll be fun. So anyway, now once you get that, you've got to commit. And Rod, here's I don't know if any of you folks know who Yul Brynner is. Huh. He was the Pharaoh in the movie Moses or the 10 Commandments.
10 Commandments, yeah, it was. The 10
Moses was, what's his name, Rod? You know him. Charlton Heston. Yes. Charlton Heston. So this is only a 9-second clip. I hope the volume's up enough. It's only 9 seconds, so pay attention. I'm going to press it. I better get you on screen first. Okay, now check it out. Here it is.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Yeah, baby. So let it be written, get them goals written down, and so let it be done. Your focus is on that. That's it. Now here's some of the reasons why you're going to want to do this. These bankers keep kind of some of them naysaying, but we know that George Soros is getting into crypto. Anyway, some of the Rothschilds. What's that other big Jamie Dimon? All of a sudden, everybody's got an about face. That Legrade, the Winklevoss, they've been
Winklevoss.
Winklevoss twins have been in a while, Rod. But Legrade, she changed her about face. But check this out. Here's Goldman Sachs, and pay attention to some of these facts on these websites. This is an article that just came out when, Rod? You see the date? I don't. Maybe it don't matter. The market is robust. Goldman Sachs backed Circle. Now, do you remember who Circle is? They just bought Poloniex.
They did.
Goldman Sachs bought Poloniex, doubles minimum Bitcoin trade size to 500,000. So they have a trading thing set up. And it used to be to participate in that, folks, it was $250,000, $250,000. They just upped it to $500,000. If you want to, now I'm not talking about the public going on to Circle and buying half a Bitcoin or 2 Litecoin. I'm talking about the big boys.
Did it say 500,000?
$500,000. You got to spend $500,000 to buy crypto from their trading group.
Wow, looks like that happened 3 hours ago.
There's a couple other things in this article. Now, you think Bitcoin's going down when you got the people like this setting terms? It's crazy. Wait till we see a few more things. Circle Trade, the trading operation of Circle, has increased its minimum ticket size on Bitcoin trades to 500,000 from 250.
Now, this is the chief executive, Jeremy Aller, talking about it. Aller.
Oh, is he the chief executive of Circle?
Was it told Business Insider? Yeah.
Yeah, in an interview with Business Insider, Circle chief executive. You're right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hang on. There was one other comment down here.
GDX.
The minimum ticket size has moved up from 500,000 with an average of $1 million. So the average people coming into these trades are spending $1 million.
Wow.
That watermark will continue to rise, he said.
Wow.
He made a comment. Yeah, to some of these guys, it is. Anyway, he also says in this article that they see nothing but blue sky. I think he said there was $10 billion waiting on the sidelines to get involved in crypto.
Oh my heck.
No, it's crazy, Rod. Yeah, he said it was $10 billion was the number. He said there's $10 billion waiting on the sidelines to get in here. And here's another interesting thing. When you make a purchase through a company like that, like Circle, now not like me and you do, within their trading group, that doesn't account or affect the price. They have that figured too, to where it's kind of like a private deal, and so it's kind of, I don't want to say shady, but it's not true reporting. It's not factual to me. If somebody buys $10 million, that should show, that should reflect across the board. Now, we reported on this about 3 months ago, Rod, and it was Coinbase had set up another exchange in New York.
Yep.
When they first did it, we did a little report on this, and it's called. Say what again, Rod?
We did a little blurb on it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the thumbnail says it on there. I had to go back to find the website. This company's called Custody, owned by Coinbase. It's a digital asset custody for institutions and accredited investors, I think. Look what they said here. Oh, no, this is where that message was. Over 100 hedge funds have been created in the past year exclusively to trade digital currency. By some estimates, there is $10 billion of institutional money waiting on the sidelines to invest in digital currency today.
Man, it ain't going nowhere.
If they're getting into this, Rod, and this is just one or two, if they're getting into this like that, they know what's going, and they're hedging themselves to profit. So hence, folks, the title of this again, we ought to also. You know, I was in the retail trade for a lot of years, both Rod and I. We had Ben Franklin stores and all that. And our motto between Rod and I, when we were figuring out strategic things to do or our buying patterns, remember what we used to say, Rod?
Yeah.
If Walmart's doing it that way, it's correct. Because they had it nailed. Their distribution, their buying, everything. So if that's the way Walmart does it, that's what we need to look at instituting into our business. Oh. It's the same with this. If the big boys are doing it, it's the right thing to do.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Then we found this other outfit here called Digital Finance Group. And I tried to get some research on this James Wu and what they're all about. And these guys have a ton of money invested in digital things also. Very impressive. Their portfolio, you can look at that, but I want to move on here a little bit. But they started a thing called Exchange Union. And their team leader, I think, is also Mr. Wu. Here's their core team. James Wu right there is the CEO. Their partners, their advisors. I mean, I tried to do some research on this stuff, and I had known about this, but it finally dawned on me, and I thought, well, wait a minute. This company, this Exchange Union, is on the market cap. They're an active trading token, and they have billions of dollars. Maybe I should correct that. Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Invested into things, and they're selling right now for $7. These guys see the future, but when I was doing some study, Rod, on this digital finance group,
yeah,
and I wish I'd have kept some of those figures, but it was talking about all the revenue they had collected. That just reminded me of something else. That
stay on track.
Well, this kind of fits in with that if I can remember the name. But this company, it's that one that but they wanted to raise $14 million, and one of their biggest participants, they didn't want to do an ICO. Oh man, I'm a mess. I should have wrote that down. Anyway, but this digital finance group, honestly, they raised a bunch of millions of dollars from all these accredited investors, and people knew where they were going. And they opened an exchange. Did you see what that Exchange Union does, folks? This Exchange Union, their purpose is to hook all the exchanges up onto like their platform, so they have liquidity between all of them. So if Paul and X gets an order that they don't have all those coins, they can sub that out to another exchange through Exchange Union. Sounds a little bit centralized, but you're still in control of your own wallets and purchasing power and all that. But it's another thing that shows you where all this is headed. These exchanges realize they need liquidity. They need something that's going to make it work long term too.
Yeah.
Rod, I'm doing all the yapping. You got any comments? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I think it sounds like a bank. You know, a credit exchange union. I just hate the second word.
Union?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, they're bringing them all together. Like I say, it benefits the exchanges.
Well, I know. And I can see why it would benefit, especially if everybody started getting involved in buying this cryptocurrency. You'd have to have something because people would run out of it. Not unless they're just selling paper, I don't know. But they limit themselves, though. See, that's the problem. If you got like Bitcoin, they only have how many coins? 21 million?
Mm-hmm.
So that limits them. I don't know. All I know is to see this happening, people are saying, you know, this is going to go big time. They're not going to let this slide. I've been doing it for a freaking year. Some of these guys. And we didn't even know. We kept saying, oh, wait till this thing hits. Well, hell, it already hit.
Yeah, it hit and none of us knew it.
No.
And yeah, if they're planning for themselves, you're exactly right. This last company,
we need to too.
What's that, Rod?
I says, and we need to is to plan for ourselves.
It's a perfect opportunity to get yourself financially set.
Yes.
They're going to position themselves and then let us run the price up for them, is what it is.
You think it's going to be that way?
I kind of do, yeah. I kind of think that they'll kind of let it just turn, and we're going to start wanting to get involved in mass adoption, and the price is going to go up, and they've already got their position bought, baby. They're going to write it up.
Yeah, it could be right.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I want to find this. Where's this?
What?
Well, they generally have another page on here. Let me refresh it and see.
Age?
Huh.
What do you mean, a date?
No, this is called Digital Currency Group, folks, and we've mentioned them once or twice briefly. Generally, their big title here says, "It's time that banks learn or know about cryptocurrency." This Digital Currency Group, and here's what I want to show you on this, it'll kind of blow your mind a little bit. Our mission is to accelerate the development of a better financial system. We build and support Bitcoin and blockchain companies by leveraging our insights network and access to capital. And capital do they have? And I've looked into this Genesis and followed that. So let's look. They have their portfolio listed right up here, Rod.
Okay, let's look at that.
And we're going to quickly skim it and pick out some of the big things. They're invested into Abra.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bitflyer, BitGo, Bitmark, BitPay, Blockchain, Blockstack. Some of these I haven't even heard of. Cambridge, yes. Circle, they're invested in the Circle. Civic, Cobalt, Coinbase, big player in Coinbase, CoinDesk, the news agency. And maybe I ought to just let you folks sum through this yourself. Enigma, Etherscan even. I mean, oh my. Genesis Global Trading. Hope I'm not going too fast for you, Rod.
No, I'm way ahead of you anyway.
Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken.
Ledger. These are all the crypto businesses that they've invested in. I mean, how many millions of dollars have these guys raised? Ripple.
Zcash.
Shapeshift.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Coin, Zappo, yours, and Zcash, Zeppelin. And again, do you think you could call up and say, hey, I'd like to kick a couple $1,000s your way? Again, folks, these big companies with multi-million dollars, they are getting into this, and we should too. And that was kind of the purpose of this. When we started investigating a little bit of this, Rod and I says, Kyle, man, it just reaffirms that the big boys are into crypto. And
the whales are coming.
And they're in it, why? To make moolah. They're in it to make money. And they're not happy with 5 or 10% return. These guys want to make a killing. And they're going to set this thing up in a way that'll do that for them. Yeah. Now, when I say set it up, I've just always believed that nothing is a true fair market. Your precious metals, your stocks, they're all manipulated something. When this government is so crooked, look what's happening today. What's being disclosed, that's another interview.
Yeah.
Another day.
Another dollar.
Folks, I know I've sounded real antsy during this interview. I guess I'm just passionate about this.
He is passionate.
It's time to secure it for yourselves, honestly. Hold a yard sale. Get rid of some of that stuff and quit buying junk that doesn't. You can buy it later once you have the money to pay cash. Get out of debt with your cryptos. It's time to get motivated on this. I'm serious. I don't know how much longer we got. Maybe it's still a year or two out. Maybe 3. I don't know. But
5, 10, who knows?
It'll be a blessing in disguise if you have that much time to keep positioning yourself. There is no doubt in our minds where this thing is headed. And
up.
we just want to bring you along with us. Not with us. Do your own thing. But we just want to share it with you that, hey, I don't think it would be a bad mistake at all to do what you can. Rod, I'll shut up and turn it back to you, brother.
Okay, I appreciate it. And Ron's right. We are we are really serious about this. We like the cryptocurrencies, and all you people that are commenting on our channel, we really appreciate it, and we can see how serious you guys are, because we're always being corrected about some of the things we say and do. But we listen and we read those comments, and we appreciate every one of them. And give us a thumbs up and pound it and subscribe and punch that bell so when we come on you'll know we're there. And the final word is God bless.